You know those ideas that you have that you shouldn't have that then become a reality? This is one of those videos. I don't even know how to justify this one. We bought a NASCAR.
This is your mess you're looking at.
Okay, I did not think so you can fuck off.
This one.
Alright guys, welcome to today's video, and from the thumbnail, we've bought a NASCAR. I'm still not sure exactly why, but I'm going to tell you why it happened. So on our way home from Drift Masters, we got stopped in Stockholm for 4 hours on a layover before we went back to Ireland. Whole team were there, and we started having a conversation about, you know, building something different, building something new, building crazy stuff. We just finished the RX-7, so we were like, what's our next challenge? Then we started talking about Laurie Heinen, who's a Finnish driver who won the competition, and Laurie has a JDM car with a NASCAR engine in it. And I was like, yeah, well, if you wanted to be real different, you'd probably just build a NASCAR with a JDM engine to go drifting in. Which was just all I thought about at the time, was a sentence. But then I said, you know what, I'll have a look on Facebook Marketplace and see if you could even buy a NASCAR. Would it be possible? And I kind of hoped there was no NASCARs for sale anywhere nearby, but there happened to be a NASCAR for sale very close by in the UK that didn't have an engine or a gearbox, so it already had itself waiting for an engine swap. And then I joked and said it to the lads, and they were like, yeah, we should build it for the Drift Games Invitational, which is in 10 days. And I'm like, you think we should honestly go to UK, get a NASCAR, no idea how to fix it or build it, bring it back here, put an engine that we already have and running gear that we already have in it, and then go drift it at the Invitational. And they're like, yeah, it'll be a great challenge. Craig and Josh were on their way to the UK to pick up a car, and the plan with this car is to take the engine and gearbox and running gear from a car we already have, which we use for the Invitationals, put it in a NASCAR, and make the first JDM engined NASCAR drift car. I don't know what's going to happen here, but anyway, here's Craig and Josh on their way to collect an actual NASCAR in the UK.
So, what was that, Craig? Was it about a 9-hour drive?
Well, it was a 6-hour drive, but English traffic really messes up today, so.
Yeah, it did mess up us a little bit. So, literally, as Dave said, we arrived. This idea only came about, I think, 24 hours ago, and already we're at the far side of England, down in Brighton, coming to look at this. Is it a good idea, Craig?
No, that's not a good idea.
But you know what? If it's not a good idea, it makes a very entertaining idea. So I guess, welcome to our new car. But it's actually just a car though, is it?
What else would you call it?
A NASCAR. Right, so here she is. Apologies for the dark. This is as genuine barn find as I think you can get. This is, well, I don't actually know too much about this. We literally saw this car, and 24 hours later, we're here. So we're here with Trevor. So this is the gentleman that's selling us this bad idea, I guess. This was your bad idea, and we're taking on.
It's a good idea. It's always a good idea.
So can you tell us? Obviously, it's a NASCAR. Can you tell us a bit about the history of this car and where this car came about?
Yeah, so it's the Gen 5 CLT, which is the car of tomorrow. So it's the first car that makes a turn left and right. So yeah, but it raced at Martinsville on the 1st of April 2007 with a guy called Ricky Rudd. It started 17th, finished 13th. And I think it's got other race history, but I can't prove it.
Ricky was trying to slow up there.
88 car hard lick to the inside wall.
This is like as legit as they come then.
Yeah.
Obviously you saw at the start of the video, Dave was talking through as the engine is going out the Verosa, and this is our new bash car, which is fairly ridiculous to say, Craig, it's like a walk around this thing. This is gigantic. I'm not sure if you can see on film. Do you want to open the bonnet and see?
I'll open the door.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We didn't really think this through with passenger rides because there is no door. The way you go in is well, through here, and it looks a bit dangerous in there. I'm not gonna lie. It's like the amount of the seat is molded to the cage. Okay, I'm gonna put you on camera here. I think.
Give it a go.
I mean, we can't test drive the car. You're gonna have to test seat the car.
And then you left leg over and sit on the side, and then kind of shuffle yourself down. Put your legs. There's a knee support there, so you've got to go each side of that and just sort of shimmy down.
Jeez, you're slipping there. What?
You know what? You'd swear I've done that before.
And then just slide yourself back. You normally end up sitting too far.
That's actually not too bad, is it?
Exactly.
Think you could do a different steering wheel, Josh?
I think it's quite close to you, isn't
It's a
it?
little retro. I mean, I'm actually comfy. It doesn't look comfy, I'd imagine.
It's
but-
comfortable, isn't it? It's far more comfortable than you think it is.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't believe when you said it's comfortable.
Chicken wing, Josh.
So like the engine bay, like again, I think this has been done in America, putting different engines in NASCARs and stuff like that. So we're fairly sure it can work. But obviously, they had a much bigger timeline than us. It's Tuesday today. We have to have this done in less than 2 weeks. So a 1JZ, like, I mean,
I don't know.
it'll fit. I think there's lots of room for activity here. So I'd say the biggest things is obviously the engine fitting, where the gearbox is going to mount up, trying to get the steering arms to obviously get more lock, seeing as they don't have any lock, getting that all linked up with the ECU and the wiring from inside the car, and then you've got the fuel tank to go up because the fuel pumps are on the engine on the NASCAR. There's actually quite a lot to do, isn't there?
No, piece of piss.
There is actually a lot more lock on these than you think there is.
Is there?
Yeah, because there's short track ovals, so the corners are quite tight.
Look at that, Josh.
You know what, actually? That's not... I was expecting something a lot less than that. That's not too bad. So essentially, this car you got without the engine, everything's in there.
And it was a complete mess. It was just faded paint, like damage from where it's been stored, things like that. But then I've restored it back to what I think of the race condition. This delivery is how it raced, as close as I could get to how it raced at Martinsville. And all these pipes go down to diff coolers and again brake coolers in the back and things like that. So everything you see is all functional.
I'm not sure how useful they are when you're going sideways and instead of forwards.
Yeah, that could be an issue.
Shouldn't be an issue.
Definitely shouldn't be an issue. Right, Craig, well, I guess the deal here is done and we need to take it back to Ireland and to Ryan at Vital Fabrication and see, well, I didn't really tell him the extent of what we're doing because he would tell us no, so we need to see how hard this is going to be to turn into a drift car in less than 2 weeks.
So fucking stupid.
Right, Craig, what's the saying?
She's on, she's gone.
That is a fact. Few last little bits that we've got. We've got oil, dry sump lines, a radiator, an oil cooler, and a big ass prop. My hand there for size reference. This car is obviously rated for pretty much over 1,000 horsepower, so that should be good enough for what we need. But yeah, this ridiculous idea has now become a reality, pretty much for your entertainment and facilitating our stupid ideas, I guess. Long drive back to Ireland, and just for reference of where we are in the world, mind the lines, but we are literally at the bottom of England and we need to be in the middle, so let's get something back to Ireland as quick as possible. Wouldn't be a UK trip without an obvious Greg stop. And we only have one stop and it's 4 hours to get there, is it?
4 hours.
4 more hours.
This one. To get into it.
You have to, it's true NASCAR style, you have to go through the window.
No way. Like Dukes has his stuff first.
So we didn't tell Ryan too much about this plan, so this is his first look at it, so it's kind of...
There's not a hope that he's getting into that chair. Genuinely looks like the electric chair.
Okay, yeah.
See, if we'd have rung you up saying something boring, you would have said, no, I'm too busy.
Actually, I was just telling Blaine this story. You rang me up and you said you're only going to buy this car if I could give you 2 days labour. Is that right?
Yeah, because this car needs to be done for not this weekend, next weekend.
You said if I can give you 2 days of labour, and I said, okay, what do you need me to do? You said, I need you to mount an engine. I was like, okay, what engine? He said, 1J. I was like, okay, no problem. I'll mount a 1J. No problem. What car is it? It's NASCAR. It's like, strange, but okay. Grant, still okay with all of this. I ring Dave earlier. I said, Dave, so what do I need to do to this thing? He goes, oh, I just need you to mount the engine, do the exhaust, mount the gearbox, do the intercooler pipes, mount the intercooler, and pretty much have it like, ready to go by Friday.
Well, if we'd have told you that, you wouldn't have taken it on.
It's Wednesday.
He always squeezes.
I hope you're up for getting dirty, because I'm not going to be able to do this on my own.
We will do whatever you need to make this possible.
He's heard that one before.
This is like, you know, when you go out on the beer and you have a great night, and then the next day you've got bad fear. It's cool.
We had that about 12 hours ago, and it's
Subsided.
it's got worse as I brought it here, and Ryan's had a look at it, I think.
Oh, really? Is this one too far for us? Is this one that, like, usually the notions pay off? I'm not sure on this one.
Well, I think we got a bit carried away with the RX-7. We're like, oh, we're great people at doing cars and stuff. And this is a whole different kettle of fish now.
It looks cool though, doesn't it?
It's a big clump of a thing.
It's steel.
I thought that was
I thought
gonna
this
be
I thought this would be fiberglass. What were they thinking in NASCAR? Everything's made of steel.
Have you seen how much they crash?
Fair point. That needs a bit of structure. Do you know what? I have no idea what I'm looking at here. Like, none of us do. Like, we have done no research. We have never even looked at a NASCAR this close before. This is the closest I've ever been to a NASCAR, and I own it, which is not a good sign.
No, it's never a good sign going into a build, if I'm going to be honest.
It's a terrible idea. I haven't even seen it till now.
You know what? It's cool. It's exciting. We're not sure if it's going to work or not. And I think that has all the characteristics of a great build.
He got the Dale Earnhardt mustache and all ready for go.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
All I need is my cowboy hat.
Yeah. Hey, Dale.
Oh, wait.
You all ready to see what's underneath the
1
bottom?
second.
Our hood. Look at that. There's our NASCAR driver right there.
There you go.
If you're any use, Ryan, if you're any good, this would be a handy one.
Hey, this is all the stuff off the Rosa. We literally have...
I've literally got to try and run those intercooler pipes. So wherever that intercooler sits,
That's what I was thinking. If you mount the radiator where it was...
I can guarantee there's going to be like a tube going right through it. I'm going to notch around that.
That's great there.
So when I go sideways, these things are going to go f***ing flat out up.
What's this thing for?
That's aerodynamics.
They put that in the wind tunnel, did they? What's that thing? Ah, perfect.
Oh.
This is nice and freshly painted.
So this might not have been the cleverest of ideas, and I think we got confident with the RX-7 that we could do something very quickly, but this is a whole different kettle of fish. We have to somehow figure out how to get lock, somehow figure out what wheels and how to fit wheels to it, because they're, what do we measure, 27 inches with the tyre? That's a problem. The engine and gearbox, where the gearbox is going to sit, we're going to have to go way back with that. The rear end, we don't even know what's in it. We know nothing, actually. We couldn't tell you anymore, could we? Like, we're literally sitting here going, we don't know. This is one of those moments where we've made a decision based on wouldn't that be cool? It's a novelty, it's for demos, it's something that I've always wanted to do because my favorite film as a kid was Days of Thunder with Tom Cruise, and that was a NASCAR film. I now have a NASCAR that doesn't work, but in a week, in 9 days, it could be a thing. And then I get to live out my cold trickle fantasies. And look, we already have Dale Earnhardt's mustache ready to go.
He's ready for it.
So we have a bit of Dale with us, we have a bit of cold trickle with us. And I'm nervous on this one. I usually have a big hype at the end of a video, but
I'm sure Ryan's a bit more nervous than us.
Hey Ryan.
You know you have to end this with though. It's shake and bake, baby.
If you're not first, you're last. All right, we'll see you on the next episode where Ryan digs into this. We try and figure out how to do the rest of it, and I don't know. Maybe we won't make the Invitational. Maybe we will. Stay tuned because I don't know. See you on the next one.